Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim from DIY Dream Weddings UK, and I've come to show you this new project, which is the tour and the Chalice well, which are in Glastonbury in Somerset here in the UK. So basically the tour, I probably explained this on the first video, so if you want to have a look back you can have a look at the introduction. Okay, I create bespoke wedding bouquets and connect with you online to create the bouquet of your dreams. So that's what I do. Okay, so most of these bouquets are very offbeat, so very different. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how so you've got your tour, which is on the hill. So what people do is they visit Somerset and they walk up the tour to the very top, and you get a lovely view up the top of Glastonbury. It's really nice, and there is a little bit of history on it if you want to look that up, a little bit of myths and legends about the old tour. Okay, some people believe, because it's a tower, they believe it was part of a church. Okay, so then you've got your path. There's different ways of going up the tour, and the path just goes straight down through, sort of through the field or fields. So I'll be doing a bit more of the path here, and there's your Chalice well at the bottom. So if you visited the Chalice well, you know what this is about. This was discovered underground. I think it was discovered underground, and it's a pure sort of water sort of well, which people now they walk around the gardens of the Chalice well, and it's quite people like to meditate around the Chalice well as well. It's a very peaceful area. Okay, it's called the Chalice Well Gardens. Okay, so this is your Chalice Well, and here is the actual well here. If you have a look, there are photos of it online. People tend to decorate the well with flowers and things like that. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to put flowers on here, and this here, I think the water is orange because I can't remember what it's got in it, but it's got something in it that makes it orange. I will read up a bit and then let you know, but it's pure water, but it's I think it's got natural vitamins or natural sort of things in it. Okay, so that is your Chalice well. So probably not well described, but so we're going to have a hill here, and then we're going to have I thought I'd use this felt for the top bit, and we've got some craft foam. So we've got a little bit of mixed media going on here, and this was made with paper. I'm going to show you how we made this Chalice well, paper and craft foam as well. So yeah, I just found this in the cupboard. Just some packets of foam that I had, packets of paper that I had. I think my husband bought it in a charity shop, or I might have found it cheap somewhere. So yeah, anyway, so we're going to get on. This is how we're going to do it. You can see how these are put on. So I might create the tour and the but I'm going to show you how to do the Chalice well first, and I might actually stick some of this together as well afterwards, but I'm going to just show you how to do that first. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this is done. So what I've done here is I've cut out the middle, okay, and the way I've done this is I've got two circles the same size to begin with. See, I drew this out from two circles, and I used the middle part just basically as part of my guide. So I drew a line down the middle. Okay, so it's two circles overlapping. The inside I actually drew freehand. Okay, so that's how I did that. So and a big circle on the outside as well. So that's how I started, with a big circle on the outside. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to cut the outside out first, and I can do that with scissors, which is quite handy because I prefer to cut out with scissors when I'm recording on a video. I don't really like to cut out with a knife unless I have to. Okay, so just cutting round where I've drawn, okay, like this. And what I've done is some of this I've cut with a knife, so I've cut the middle piece out here, these pieces out with a knife, so I can get into the middle when I go to cut that out. So I'm going to show you what I did next. Next, I took my black craft foam and I drew around this part. Okay, I tried different ways of doing this. I even tried to just do it as a frame, just cut the thin part out, but it just wouldn't, I couldn't make that work because the craft foam's so thick. But if you want to do it with paper, you might be able to do it that way. Okay, so just cut out there like that. Oh, that's funny, the way that middle bit's, oh, I think that's indented the foam a little bit. It doesn't matter because we're gonna, I can turn it the other way, or we can, should I do that again? I don't like the way it's done that. I think you'll be able to see. So I'm going to do that again because it's indented the foam. This part here is indented the foam, so I'm going to do it again. Okay. Because I think you'll see that otherwise. Yeah, be careful because the foam can get easily marked just by putting things on top of it. It's just like I said, it's like a hobby. This isn't a Hobbycraft foam, but some of my foams are from Hobbycraft. So if you're in the UK, you can use those as well. Any foam really will do. You just got to be careful if you're going to use it to make flowers, how you heat it up on the iron as well. So if it's a cheaper foam and things like that, there's different thicknesses. So we're going to cut this out. So I just indented that with a wooden skewer. You can use a cocktail stick just to mark where I drew that, the outside of the chalice well there. So we're just cutting that out. There we are. There we go, just cutting that out like that. The most fiddly part is cutting the inside. So yeah. So just cutting this bit out. And I think I will. What I'll do is I'll stick some of that stuff down on the main bouquet itself. So you've got that, okay. And then what I did was I cut these pieces out so I could use them for template to cut out the paper. So you really have to be careful when you do this because you want to make it as accurate as you can. So I can't remember how I think I did do it with scissors actually. I'm sure I did it with scissors. So you can just cut the middle out. I'm sure I did it with scissors before. Okay, this is the reason I'm doing it again as well, is because I decided that I think it might be better to just have the chalice well at the bottom of the bouquet instead of the house. You might have seen the house in the picture I put on when I first started to design this, and I don't really want the house on there anymore, so that's why I've decided to oh no, I did that wrong. I need that for the template. Oh, do you know what? If you cut that out by mistake because you wanted to draw around that, just basically draw around this bit instead, all right? That's all I can say. I didn't mean to do that. It needs to be the exact shape. Okay, so it needs to be, sorry if I swore. I don't know if I swore or not, did I? I just said, oh no. I meant, oh no, I'm sorry if I said a rude word. I'm sorry. Okay. What you can do also is you can use the same bit for both sides, so we might do that instead. So we're just going to draw around that for our template for our wood looking paper. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that. If I did, didn't want to offend anyone. If I did. I don't know if I swore or if I said, oh no. I'll have to look back now and see. Okay, so we're just gonna cut these bits out, okay, and then like I said, you just draw around them. Once you've cut them out, we just draw in around. You could do it with a knife. I just find it's a little bit more, having a little bit more control over a curve if I do it with scissors. Okay. Okay, there we are. That's that one. And like I said, you can use the same ones each side if you want. I might do that. So if this doesn't work out, you can just use the same one for each side. Okay. So what I was thinking of originally was just using this bit, but it's not easy to cut the material I want to use, a craft foam, from such a thin outline, so you'd have to cut it this thin. So that was just out of the question in the end. I thought, no, I can't make that work really, it's going to be too fiddly. So yeah, I wasn't keen on the house. Once I'd done it, I thought, I don't really like that now, I'm going to take that out. So you could do it like that. If you're going to do it paper or card, you could stick it on like that, okay, but I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so we've got our top bits, and this is what we'll do. We'll cut out our paper, and this is how we did it, and stick it on, sorry, how I did it, stick it on like this. And I like to place my templates in first where I want them. And what you want to do is use this, because there is actually a central line that goes down the chalice well, all the way down the middle. And you want to use that as guidance. So you want to go, actually, there is a line down there, and try and make that work. Okay, so we haven't got that now because I cut it wrong. You can see what I did wrong there. Okay, so we're going to use this one again, or we're going to use the inside. Actually, it was that one, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, this is the one I cut wrong, and now you can see here it doesn't matter where these go on here. They're identical on each side, so you can see how that's taking place now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this is paper that looks like wood. Okay, so that's what I used, this so now we have to be careful, because basically when we draw these out onto our paper, this is single-sided, so you want this wood on the front. Okay, so what you want to do is take your pieces, you can see it in the shot there, and you want to turn that over. Okay, turn that over like that, and then draw around it, and I think that will work. Don't do it the same way, because if you do it the same way, you won't be able to turn it over, and it won't go on. The wood will be on the wrong side. So you really have to think about what way you're doing this. You know, how if it's double-sided, the paper's double-sided, it doesn't matter. But this is single-sided, so you have to think. So I've just drawn around that, and then I'm just going to cut that out like that. Okay, and then what we do this, we just stick it all on together. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I did with the other piece, the other one I showed you, the other chalice one I showed you. And I'm going to stick, so that will go there like that. Okay, so I think that's the best thing to do, is to do it as you're going along. So leave it on there. So then this piece could go down here. Okay, and you can use that for a template. Okay, so you take that off the way it is, turn it over and draw around it. Okay, it's the easiest way I can say of doing it. And we're just going to draw around these like this. Sorry, there's a little bit of noise outside. When the sun comes out here in the UK, everybody goes out, okay? Everyone goes out, everyone puts their music on full blast. And it can just be, in the summer, it's just like noise pollution, it really is. So yeah, so that is how it is here, because you don't often, you normally get a day or so, and then it's really hot, and then suddenly you get rain, and it's just, the weather just changes so much here. You might find it's the same where you are, somewhere else in the world even, but yeah, just to let me know if it is the same where you are. Okay. So there we go. So you just put it on like that and just keep going with that. So just turning that over and drawing around that piece. And like I said, you can use the same template on both sides, and the middle one's a little bit iffy in that respect, I think. It looks like a piece of cheese and you're like, well, which way round did I put that in there, you know? So you've turned it over. So yeah, it's very the middle one seems a bit more difficult to put in, I think, because it's kind of dimension all the way around, same dimension all the way around. Okay, so yeah, just cut that out and then stick that on. Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, but I think this there we are, the flatter bit goes. The flatter bit goes, hard to do this when you're not sticking it down, but the flatter bit goes there. Okay, so we do the other one, turn that over. It's the flatter bit that goes in the middle. And you really have to be careful how you stick them. Like I said, just try and make it so you've got this straight bit in the middle, okay? And then you should be all right. She says, it's only the second time I've done this, so yeah, I'm hoping I'll get all this in one video. Just watching how long I've only been on here 16 minutes, so it should be all right. And like I always say, if I ever get cut off or something happens, I'll always come back with the next part of the project, okay? So if you are watching, it'll be lovely to know where you're watching from, or whether you're enjoying these videos, what sort of things you're using them for. Maybe you just like watching crafts. I love watching crafts. Okay, it's just one of my things that I like doing. As well as making crafts, I like to watch them as well. Okay, so there we are. So also, what you want to also do, God, it's really hard for me to do this, but is try and keep that circle as even round as you can, because that is how the chalice well is. It's two circles, and it's structured like that together. It's like, I think it's iron, I'm not sure. Anyway, so we do that, and then we've done those two, so we'll do these two. So we're going to turn that over, and I'm just telling you how, because I have really got confused with how to get the right side of the paper, you know, a few times, and you can waste the paper by doing that. I mean, this is the only piece of paper I've got like this. So if I get this wrong, I have to do it on a different paper, and I really like this paper, so that would just be so disappointing for me. There we are, so that works. Okay, so let me just turn that over again, put that on there. Sorry about all these bits and pieces, and I will keep those. I'm going to keep those little templates that I've got there, because even if you don't use them for the same project, you can always use them for something else. Okay, templates, I do believe in templates. And yes, I have heard of a die cutting machine, but I like this because I can do my own designs how I want. So that's why I like these. I like doing these, doing it this way. Okay, there we are. So just cutting that out, and then we just stick that on there like that. Okay, like that. And I have already got the circle that it's going to go on to already cut out, so that I knew I had enough paper. Okay, so we're making, like I said, we're making this a bit bigger than the one in the photo. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this together now. Just glue this on how I did it. I must admit, I was a little bit frightened of doing this to begin with, because if you don't line it up right, it might not look right, if you know what I mean. It's one of them things. So what I like to do is just keep it where it is and stick it on that way, and then I know I can be quite sure. I'm doing it with hot glue, but it might be better to do it with a different glue. The only glue I've got is this glue at the moment. I'm not sure what other glue you could use, because these are two different materials. Maybe a paper glue? I don't know. Not very up on mixed media, people. So if you do know what sort of glue you could use, this is a shiny kind of paper, it's not matte, okay, so it's got a bit of what do you call it, it's got a bit of a surface to it. The way I'm doing this is, this piece is flat. I'm trying to bring this in so I can see what I'm doing as well. Okay, because this is actually going to go on. This is going to go on the bouquet. The other one, I might decide to change it for the other one. I don't know. But my plan is to make this one of the focal points on the bouquet, because they have decorations all throughout the year on the Chalice well to celebrate different things like the solstice and like summer, spring, autumn, winter, all the different seasons, and they decorate it different ways. Okay, so this last piece, you really have to be careful how you stick this on. Okay, and if there's not, make sure it fits first, because you might have moved your pieces over a bit, and if you have, just basically, if there's not enough room here, because you want to have this outside bit, you can cut a little bit off. So you can just cut it, but keep to the shape. If you're going to do that, cut it in a little bit. Okay, only a tiny little bit, just take a little bit off, and you will find, because you really want to keep this as central as possible, that you will have that outside edge. Okay, so just try and keep them level, these pieces level, that's the main thing. It doesn't have to be completely accurate, because as you can see, it still works even though it's a little bit wobbly. Okay, so that is your Chalice well. Okay, and what I'm going to do, so I'm getting a bit attacked by glue strings here, is I'm going to do the same as I did with the other one. I'm going to try and keep this wood, I know this is different angles on this, but I'm going to do this wood so it's up going that way, the grain's going that way, and I'm going to stick that on there like that. And I was in two minds as to whether to put a piece of thin card on the back, and I think I've decided now that that's what I'm going to do, but I won't do that yet. But on this one, I've just stuck a piece of thin card on the back like that. Okay, so you can do that how you want. 22 minutes in, so I don't like to do a video longer than half an hour, because my phone doesn't like it, it just cuts me off. So, okay, so that will go at the bottom. So you can see now, so I'm going to do this so you can see how it's put together and how I've done this. So how I did, that's going to be a sheep. I'm not sure I'm going to do how I'm going to do the sheep. Don't laugh, okay? You can laugh if you want, I don't mind. If you think it's a bit babyish or whatever, it's up to you. But I just, I don't know, I just thought it was a fun thing to do. So I'm going to put this on. And I'm hoping this will work with this glue, okay? Hoping it will. And I'm not going to worry about the fact that it might be just a little bit imperfect, because I think that really works for these sort of projects. I've seen some of them that aren't very perfect, and I love that look. So there we are. So, okay, so we've got this green underneath. You could have used this green. This is felt, by the way. This is a thin felt that I'm using. Okay, different kinds of felt here. And they've been sitting around for a little while, and I thought, oh, let's just use these. Let's use these. Now this tour, the tower, I'm thinking maybe put some card on the back of that to make it a bit more sturdy. So I won't stick that on yet. But I do want to put, I would like to put, oh, if I can find, I don't know if I can find, now I've taken that all off. I did have a little doorway, I don't know where that is. But what I'm going to be doing is just sticking them on like this. And the tower has three windows at the top and three at the bottom, and a door, and that's how I'm going to do it. But if you want to do the same, you can find pictures online, okay, and you can do it that way. That's how I'm doing it. That's where I get my reference from. And then what I'll do is I'll stick my Chalice well at the bottom like that. So I'm going to do it that way so you can see. But I'm going to I'll stick some cardboard or something behind that. So that is the start of the Chalice well video. I haven't, like I said, I've lost my little bits now for the templates for the other thing I was going to show you was, if I can find it, can I find the back of that? I had, oh, here it is. Everything gets buried. I don't know if you know what I mean, but everything gets buried. So I've got the base of the bouquet and I've stuck this together. Okay, so if you want to find out how to stick this together, then you can have a look back on the Pond Life Wedding Bouquet step 1, and I'll show you how I've done that. I've cut 2 pieces of wood, sorry, pieces of cardboard. One's thinner than the other, one's stuck on the back. Okay, so, and then I cut a hole here, but you can see how that's done on the other video. Okay, so what I'm going to do then after that is I'm going to do exactly as I did before. I've done this lots of time, is ribbon around the edge, so you've got a nice edge exposed, so you haven't got this cardboard exposed. Okay, and that is also in the other video. Okay, so that would just be, you just be putting your ribbon on like this. Okay, all the way around the edge. I'll just do a little bit. Okay, like this. And I'm going to put some foam on the back. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And I've got my foam. I might do it blue, okay, I might not do it green. So we're going to have a piece of foam on the back like this, ribbon it all the way around, and another piece, this is going to be the front. Okay, so this piece will go on here, and this piece will go on here, and I will cut a hole here for the handle. So the handle's going to go in here. So if I just show you, the handle will just go like that, in there, like that. Okay, I'll just put a bit more ribbon on so you can see what I'm getting at here. And you just overlap it like this and just stick it all the way around. I like to cut my ribbon out first and then stick it on. It's up to you how you do it. But I like to seal the ends of my ribbon with a lighter or a tea light, okay, tea light flame. Okay, so we just go all the way around and just overlap all the way around, do the whole thing. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it. You can ribbon it all the way across if you want, but that's how I'm going to do that. Okay, and these, like I said, I'm just going to stick these on same way as I did this. Okay, so I know there's not much content in this video. I lost the other bit. I had a little, all these templates are so tiny. I had a little bit that was the door and everything on here, on the chalice, on the tour, but I've lost it now. So I'll probably come back and show you that in the next one. Oh, here it is. Okay, yep, I just cut that out. So I've got a template like this and I just cut it out and stick it on the bottom there. So I can stick the first bit on. But like I said, what I want to do really is I want to so stick that on there. And we just draw around that and do the same. It's very self-explanatory. I didn't want to, I'm not sure how I'm going to do the back of this. Okay, because I think it's a bit floppy just like that. Okay then everybody, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again soon for the next one. Don't forget to press the like and subscribe to my channel if you like these videos. It helps the channel to grow, and also you'll get more videos just like this one. Okay then, bye bye for now. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.